Hello everyone, I'm going to be making some warrior cats in borough. I did this a long time ago, I think last year was the last time I actually touched borough, but hey, what's the harm of doing it again? First up, we're doing Bluestar. Bluestar is pretty easy to make. I mean, it's just a blue cat with some blue eyes. That's basically all I had to put. Now, for deciding what the body type was, I just went with the short-furred one because really there was just nothing special about Bluestar. I do love Bluestar, but in terms of complexity to her design, there isn't any. Which is actually good, because borough is really hard to manipulate in terms of the splotches. If I think a character has particular splotches, you can bet I would try my hardest to make those splotches in borough. So, really we're lucky that the first one is so easy. Second up is Frost, another easy cat. The only reason I put Frost on here is because of, the fact that I've been thinking about Frost a lot because of a certain warrior cat AU I'm writing. That's unrelated. Frost is basically just a white cat with blue eyes. I do headcanon that he's pretty damn fluffy too, but only his tail. His tail is fluffy. The rest of him is normal. Don't ask how that works. I don't know either. He has a burn scar, but you can't really put scars on in borough, so we just roll with it. I put some flowers on him to signify it, I guess. And I'm like, hey, since we're doing Frost, why not do the cat who ruined his freaking life? Clear Sky. I might do Grey Wing. I don't actually know. I have a list. We're going off the list. Let's guys start on the list. Clear Sky is the first character with particular spotting. Technically, Clear Sky has no spots. However, I just imagine him with spots and can't really imagine him any other way. So he has spots. I didn't like any of the spots I was given for this, but I just kind of rolled with them because it works. He has way too much white on him, though. He looks like Cloudstar. If I'd been trying to create Cloudstar, this would have been perfect. But I'm not trying to create Cloudstar. I'm trying to create Clear Sky / Skystar. borough, please. And fourth, we have Thrushpelt, the goodest boy, and another easy one. I know a lot of people draw Thrushpelt as having little black spots on his chest. I personally have never imagined him looking like that. So for me, it wasn't that hard to give him just a white chest and some brown. Picking the brown was actually probably the most difficult part because I didn't like any of them. Apricot was nice though, so we stuck with Apricot. Then it came to just the spotting and stuff. I did really want to give him flowers because I don't know. He gives off would wear some flowers vibes, you know? Next up is Snake. Now here's the thing. Canonically, Snake's design is, well, not canonical really. I don't know how else to explain it. He's called gray, but he's also called brown. Get your design straight, warrior cats. In the alliances, I'm pretty sure he's gray. I don't know. Either way, I've decided to make him a gray tabby with a brown undercoat. That was actually the most difficult part of this, surprisingly. Getting an undercoat that actually appeared brown took forever. Then we have Leafpool. Leafpool is another pretty easy design. I feel like all the hard designs are literally just going to be the ones with particular splotches. I was kind of worried that the undercoat wouldn't appear as white, but I was pleasantly surprised to find that it did, in fact, end up being white. So this was a win. I don't really have much to say about Leafpool. She was easy to make, and yeah, that's it. I do think she looks really pretty, though. I mean, there was a bit of an issue when trying to find a brown that fit properly. I think of Leafpool as having a light brown. I did settle for a decently dark brown, but it is what it is. It looks good still, I think. Right after Leafpool, we have her daughter, Hollyleaf. Hollyleaf is just a black cat with green eyes. I do headcanon her as being pretty fluffy, though. I don't know. I just think of her as a holly bush, but black. You know, as her name suggests. I did want a darker color as the coat, but actually, none of the blacks were really that black. I don't know if it was just my screen, but they don't look black. They look gray. They look Cinderpelt gray. Then Mosskit. Mosskit is another particular spots character. However, I don't really imagine her spots in that particular of a way. She just has spots. Just has spots. That's it. That is all I had for her. So, what am I supposed to say about Mosskit? It's that she died young. Okay, moving on. I know I made Frost, but I also wanted to make Frost Fur because she's just so underrated. Look at Frost Fur and appreciate her. And now we have Darktail. Let me tell you, I already knew getting his tail to be fully black was just kind of out of the question. Also, I imagine him to have black spots as well, not just a fully black or white body and a black tail. The best I could get was this speckly pattern that had him, like, have a fully black, like, body and some damn speckles as well. It's a lot more black on his body than I would have liked, but again, I'll take what I can get. I wasn't prepared to sit there for 5 minutes randomizing the spots. Now we have our first tortoiseshell on the list. Bumble! I'm really sad that I couldn't put a collar on her. Bumble with a collar is just cute, okay? I don't care what Greywing says about her freaking collar. Frick you, Greywing. I love you, but what the frick? Dude. I love how I've not had such strong opinions on anyone until making Bumble. I just love Bumble, man. What the hell, writers? Why? Why did you have to kill her? Was it a fox? Was it clear sky? Was it both? It was probably both, let's be real here. Oh my god, I love Bumble. It was really annoying to try to get her white chest and paws. I just settled for a partially pawed cat. Partially white paws, sorry. Next up is Firestar. Firestar, much like his character in general, was a pretty basic design. Now I will just say that while I did find it extremely easy to make Firestar's design, I also didn't like it at all. I'm like, this should be harder. This just should not be so easy. And oh, wow. Hi, Poppy Dawn. Hi. Hello. Hello. Mommy's recording. Yeah. Yeah, what you doing in here? Little weirdo. Now for the cat who is the complete opposite of Firestar. Scourge, or Scourge. I actually do not know how to pronounce his name. I pronounce it correctly in my head, and I know that, but I can't pronounce it correctly out loud. And I knew this was going to be a nightmare, because there was no way I was getting away with him only having one white paw, and that being the only white on him. Help me. You cannot imagine how annoying it was to go through so many of the patches. I even cut a lot of it out. Like, I started out, paused the recording, and went and cycled through so many, and got absolutely nothing. It was extremely sad. Next up, we have the much less edgy villain, Tigerstar. Why? Why Tigerstar? Well, obviously it's because I did Firestar, so I had to do Tigerstar, but he was not fun to create. I was just staring at him the whole time like, you know, you're only here because otherwise people will ask where you are. Imagine that. Imagine only being somewhere because otherwise people are going to ask about you because you're just that vanilla. Now we are going to do Squirrelf. Because of course we are. Also, you might have noticed for Scourge and Squirrelflight, I used the kit bodies, and that is just because I think they're both extremely short. Scourge is canonically very short, and I think Squirrelflight is also really short. At least she has short legs. Squirrelflight's paw was also difficult to get, however, somehow was much easier. I mean, I did end up just dealing with her having a little extra splotching, but, you know, it is what it is. Next up is Cinderpelt. Cinderpelt is just gray with blue eyes. Yeah, not much unique about her, to be honest. Although picking out a cindery color was easy. I'm not gonna lie, I just picked Cinder, looked at it, said, yeah, that checks out, and went from there. Now we have Jayfeather, the second grumpiest of medicine cats. Honestly, when I was just, like, making Jayfeather for this, I'm like, something's wrong. And it was the fact I picked silver. For some ungodly reason, I picked silver. What about Jayfeather is silver? I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking. And when I was coming up with the flowers for his pelt, I honestly could not tell you why I picked purple. Like, I guess I was thinking of Briarlight, because a lot of people draw Briarlight with purple flowers. Is there a reason for that? I don't know. I don't actually know what I was thinking here, but it's fine, I guess. And that is going to be it for today. I actually had some other cats on the list, so if you want me to do a part 2, I will.